In today's video, we're going to be playing a sweet green-black Agatha's Soul Cauldron brew. This deck recently got a 5-0, and when looking at it, there are some interesting cards in it. The two that really stick out are Priest of Forgotten Gods and Bloodghast. And if you haven't seen Priest, this is a 2-mana 1/2 that you can tap to sacrifice 2 other creatures, and any number of target players each lose 2 life and sacrifice a creature. Then you add 2 black and draw a card. And the reason that Bloodghast sticks out with this is because this is an insane combo if you can pull it off. Sacrificing 2 Bloodghast, playing out a land, and then getting them back. And to top this all off, we're even playing Collected Company, which is an old 2-for-1 that is almost never seen anymore in Modern. So we're going to be taking this ridiculous brew through Modern and actually winning. Match 1, we are on the draw, and our starting hand is a little weird, but we'll definitely keep it. Unearth is a great pickup here. We will fetch shock and go turn 1 Haywire Might. And on our incept, they do cast it out Consider. Opponent plays out Delta, we top deck a Supplier, we'll attack in for 1. Then we'll play out our Takanuma into a Priest of Forgotten Gods. And on the incept, they do push our Priest. Opponent plays out a Sulfur Falls, we top deck a Halfling, we'll lead on a Citrus Supplier. Milling over 3 lands and a Coco, then we will cast out our Unearth, bring back the Priest. Then we will attack in for 1, play out our Boseiju into a Halfling. They steal our Delighted Halfling. Our untaps, plays out a Sulfur Falls, and then casts a Flame, taking down our Priest of Forgotten Gods. Another Supplier off the top. We will play out our Grist. Then we will tick up, and we'll pass back. We'll play out a tapped Watergrave. We will play out our Citrus Supplier. Tick up with our Grist. Play out our Swamp. Get back a Bloodghast. And opponent plays out an island into a hard cast Shark Typhoon. Down tick our Grist. And I think we'll sacrifice our Citrus Supplier, kill their Halfling, attack in with the team, and after combat, sack our Haywire Might, dealing with their 6 mana play for 1 mana. And opponent scoops up. Let's get on to sideboarding. We're going to take out 4 Unearth and 2 Priests for 2 Toroks and 4 Endurance. Game 2, just no land, so we got them all. And yeah, this hand is much stronger. We will put back a Citrus Supplier. Opponent goes turn 1 Delta. We top deck a land. We'll play that into a Halfling. And on the end step, they do bolt down our Halfling. Opponent plays out a Delta. Torok's a great draw. We'll play out our Forest. Opponent shocks in a Watergrave, and on the end step, we'll flash in our Bowmasters. Grist is a great draw. We will play out our land, attack in with the team, and we're just going to hold up Bowmasters here. On the incept, they flash in a Snapcaster Mage, and then bolt down our Bowmasters. In response, we will flash in another Bowmasters and kill their Snap. Wow, no land drop from the opponent. Another Grist for us. We will attack in with the team. And on the incept, they do cast a Flame of Anor, killing our Bowmasters. So in response, while they're tapped out, we will play out their Bowmasters. So we will attack in with the team. Oh no, they cycle a Shark Typhoon. Little do they know that Bowmasters kills it. And they're down to 2. We will also slam a Grist, and this game's just so over for the opponent. And opponent scoops up. Let's get on to match number 2. Match 2, we are on the draw, and yeah, this hand looks great. Opponent goes turn 1 Watergrave into a Thoughtseize, taking our Stitcher Supplier. We top deck a land, we'll go turn 1 tap tomb. Opponent shocks in a Steam Vents, playing out a Sleeped Curse Fairy into another one. Bloodghast, not bad. We will play out our land into a Priest, and no land for the opponent, so let's play out our Forest into a Fulminator Mage. And yes, that does meet a counter spell, so then we will attack in for 1. And another Priest for us. We're gonna cast out our Bloodghast into a land, fetch out a Swamp, then play out our other Priest. Let's activate our Priest, sacking 2 creatures. Oh, they flash in a Bowmasters. That is insanely good. And yeah, looks like they're gonna kill our Priest and then activate Bowmasters again, killing our Priest of Forgotten Gods. Play out our Cauldron. Opponent fires off a Thoughtseize, taking our Coco, and attacks in for 1. Fulminator Mage, not bad. So we'll play that out, get rid of their Steam Vents, go to our second main phase, play out our Supplier, please mill a Grist. That would be so insane. Well, I guess we're gonna activate our Fulminator Mage here, or our Cauldron, exiling a Fulminator Mage, and then we'll pass. And opponent plays out a Death Shadow, and they poke in for 6. Another Fulminator Mage. All right, we'll play that out and pass to the opponent. Opponent attacks in for another 6. In combat, we'll take out their Watery Grave. Not milling anything here. And yeah, on the end step, we will activate Cauldron, exiling a Priest. Bowmasters does something technically. We'll play out our Bowmasters, kill their Bowmasters, activate our Fulminator Mage. That's also not a Fulminator Mage. Sack 2 creatures. Come on, we need a land or a Coco here. Delighted Halfling. Gosh darn it. Well, opponent has us here. We're gonna have to scoop it up and get on to sideboarding. We're gonna take out Haywire Haywire Might, 2 Unearths, a Priest of Forgotten Gods, and a Fulminate Mage for Legion's Ends and 4 Endurance. And hand for game 2 looks absolutely nuts. We'll lead on turn 1 March into a Stitchers. Ooh, milling over a little Gristy Poo. Opponent goes turn 1 Swamp into a Thoughtseize. And they do take our Unearth. Ooh, another Bowmasters for us. We will play land, attacking for 1. Then we will fetch out a Tomb and cast out our Priest. And opponent just fetches an island, playing out an EE for 2. So let's attack in with the team and then pass back, holding up our Bowmasters. Opponent plays out a Bloodstained Mire into a Preordain. And nothing else from the opponent. We find a land. We will attack in again. And on our end step, they just fetch out a tapped Steam Vents. They play out a Delta. And on the end step, we will flash in our Endurance, which does meet a counter spell. And land is a fantastic draw. We shall play that out, attack in with the team. And opponent goes for a fetch. So in response, fetch and then cast out a Coco. Let's just pick up 2 Endurances and get rid of both of our yards. And they just find a tap Steam Vents. They cast out a Preordain. And then they just scoop it up. Let's get on to game number 3. Game 3, our hand just has no lands. We got a mole. And yeah, hand looks great. We'll put back a halfling. Opponent goes turn 1 fetch shock for a Preordain. Ooh, another land off the top. Not great. So let's play out our halfling. Opponent goes Scalding Tarn into nothing. Oh my goodness. An uncounterable Grist. Here we come. Oh, and we even hit a Grist. Double activation. Huge. And on the instep, they do have a Bowmasters. Opponent shocks in a Steam Vents, attacks in with their army. We will block. And then they cast a Snapcaster Mage into a Preordain. That doesn't really count. We'll tick up with our Grist, shock in our Tomb, and play out a Fulminator Mage. And we're going to take out their Black Source now. I'm going to cast out an EI, and they exile an island, playing that out into a Cursed Sleeping Fairy, or whatever this is called. And nothing from them. Okay, Holy Grist. Milling over a Stitcher's Supplier. We will play out our Priest into a land, passing back. Opponent casts out another EI, exiling a Blood Crypt. Ooh, Endurance. All right, let's down tick our Grist, sacking an Insect, taking out a Bowmasters. Then we will float a black mana off of our halfling, target the opponent with Priest, activate Priest. Yeah, and shocker, they do have a Bowmasters. Ooh, okay. Let's throw out a Coco. Ooh, not great draws. Let's play out a Bloodghast and a Priest. Play out another Grist. Then we will tick up with our Grist and even attack in with our Bloodghast, I believe. And yeah, they do throw the army in front of it. Another land for the opponent. That's shocking. That's spooky. They cast a Flame of Anor, killing our Priest and drawing 2. Then bolt our Insect. Send both at our Grist into a Shadow. Land is fine. We shall tick up our Grist. Milling over nothing of note. We'll play out our other Grist. I think we actually tick up, as weird as that sounds. Then play out our Blooming Marsh and get back our Bloodghast. And we shall pass. Cast out another Flame, drawing 2 more, killing an Insect. They play out a land and then attack our Grist. So we will chump the Shadow. Then they fetch out a Swamp and play out another Shadow. Okay. That was like the only draw that probably kept us in it. We will tick up our Grist, milling over a Cauldron. Then we shall play out our Endurance. We tried baiting it out. We'll play out our Cauldron. No, they have a counter. Yeah, we tried baiting it out, and I guess we just have to pass. Oh my goodness, another Flame of Anor into a Preordain, and they attack our Grist with the Fairy and us with the 2 Shadows. We do have the chump. A Bloodghast is not going to do it. Came down to us whiffing on our Coco, but anyways, GG's to the opponent. Let's get on to match number 3. Match 3, we are on the play. Our hand is very good, but we need to either draw land or have our things survive. I'm going to keep it, be risky. Let's go. We'll play out our Marsh into a halfling. Oh my goodness. We get to untap and we find a land. We're so good at this game. Let's play out a Haywire Might into a Soul Cauldron. Okay, opponent has a Up the Beanstalk after playing a Forest, but we can kill that with our Might. And thankfully they did not have a Fury. Land as well. Oh my goodness. All right, we are going to lead on a Haywire Might on the Up the Beanstalk. Play out a Marsh Flats, fetch a Swamp, play out our Foamy, sack it, killing their Triome, then activate Cauldron, exiling Fulminator, and putting a counter on the halfling. When it plays out a Misty, we top deck a land, good draw. We'll play out our Priest into a Bloodghast, and then play out our Marsh Flats. All right, fetches out an island, plays out a Windswept Heath, fetching a Plains, casting a Teferi. They bounce our Soul Cauldron, a swamp for us. We will attack down the Teferi, attack the opponent. Then we will activate our Priest, making them sack, drawing a card. Oh, my land. Then we'll play out our Cauldron, which they commandeer it. Oh, this is the Oops All Beanstalk deck. Okay, that makes sense. Then we'll play out our Verdant, return our Bloodghast, and pass back. Yep, an opponent plays out a Shardless Agent, cascading into a Beanstalk. Ugh. And then they cast out a Solitude, drawing a card off the Beanstalk, killing our Priest of Forgotten Gods. All right, we need a Coco real bad. Bowmaster's actually pretty good. We'll attack in with our Bloodghast. Oh, mistakes were made, opponent. Play out Swamp, bring back Bloodghast, cast out Bowmaster, kill your Shardless, and we're in an okay spot. We just need them to not have anything too good. Cast a Fire Ice, killing our Bowmasters into another Up the Beanstalk. All right, we still have hope. Okay, let's get on to sideboarding. We're gonna take out 4 Priests for 2 Torok and 2 Haywire Might. Unfortunate, starting hand is a little too weak here, so we got them all. And this hand is much stronger. We will keep putting back a Bloodghast. We'll lead on turn 1 Fetch Shock into a Stitcher Supplier. Please mill over Grist. We'll take up Bowmasters. That's also fine. Opponent goes turn 1 Triome. We find a Cauldron. We shall play that out and then attack in for 1. Opponent plays out another Triome into a Leyline Binding. Blight Halfling, not bad. We'll cast out our Unearth, picking up our Bowmasters, shooting the opponent, then play out our Halfling, attack in for 1. Pray they don't have a Fury, and play out our Takanuma. Shardless Agent into a thingy. Yeah, whatever. They get a Beanstalk. We get a trigger off the Bowmasters. Shoot the opponent. Oh, thank goodness. They did not have a land. Oh my. Uh-oh. Sack Haywire Might. Get back my Cauldron. Activate Cauldron. Exile Haywire Might. Put counter on Stitcher Supplier. Sack Stitcher Supplier. Kill your bean. Mill 3. We're so good. And we even find a Bloodghast in the yard. Hallelujah. We shall pass the opponent. Okay. Opponent casts out an Ardent Plea after playing a Misty, which means they're gonna draw again. Oh wait, what the? They have Rhinos? Interesting. Guess that's fine. Then they fetch Shock and suspend another Rhinos. Then opponent attacks in for 3. We top deck an Unearth. Not best draw, so we will cast out our Coco. Okay, Fulminator Mage is good. I don't think I actually want this Torok. I don't really want them to know about it, so we will take the Halfling. Then we shall sack land, get rid of Thing, exile Fulminator with Cauldron, then take out their other white source, and then we shall pass back. On attacks in for 8, we gotta take it. Kind of think we might not be able to beat these Rhinos. Oh no, they even shock in a Hallowed Fountain into another Ardent Plea. Please don't hit more Rhinos. Okay, that one hits an Up the Beanstalk. That's fine. And they do decide to cast it. Interesting. We'll shoot the opponent for 1, and another Coco off the top. Huge pickup here. Okay. This is what we are looking for. Let's pick up a Bowmasters and a Grist. The Bowmaster trigger on the stack, we will sack our army, kill their white source. Then we get a Bowmaster, which can destroy their other land. And we can down tick Grist, fling our Delighted Halfling at a Rhino, and then activate our Soul Cauldron, exiling a Halfling, and putting a counter on a Bowmaster. An opponent attacks Grist with a Rhino and us with Shardless. We'll take the 2 and let our Grist fall, and they suspend their footfalls into a Misty. Okay, Torok. Yeah, Torok's actually pretty good here. We will kick out our Torok. This means that this will also enter with counters on it. So then now we can exile our Grist, put a counter on Bowmaster, and start getting an insane amount of triggers here. So we will tick up, and then tick up. And yeah, I kind of think we're gonna win this one. We'll attack in for 2, pass the opponent, and yeah, opponent scoops up. up, let's get on to game 3. Game 3, the opponent just had a bunch of Cascaders and Tyrannos. They completely juked away from the up the beanstalk plan, and we had no answer for it. We tried bringing in Chalice, and that didn't even help. But anyways, let's get on to the next match. Match 4, we're on the play, and our starting hand is a little weak, but I'll definitely keep. We'll lead on turn 1 Verdant. Opponent plays out a Floodstrand. We top deck a Halfling. We'll play out our Besage and then cast out our Halfling. Opponent shocks in a Temple Garden and casts an up the beanstalk. Ooh, and we do find a land. So we're gonna go for a little bit of a risky one. Cast out our Coco. Please give me 2 Fulminator Mages. That was such a whip. All right, well, not great. We'll ping the opponent for 1 and hope they don't have a Fury. Opponent plays out a Strand into a Leyline Binding, drawing a card off of the up the beanstalk, and they take out our Bowmasters. All right, that was a good draw. We will play out a Foam. Then we will sacrifice it to get rid of their Triome. Then cast out a Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Activate it, getting rid of our Fulminator Mage, putting a counter on our Halfling, attacking for 2, and then we get to start killing their lands. Let's go. An opponent evokes out a Solitude in response to this, trying to kill our Orc, so we will sacrifice it to blow up their Temple Garden. Opponent plays out an island. We find a Bloodghast. We will cast out our Grist, tick up, milling over a Bowmasters, and then we will play out our Priest. Do they just have all their basics? Unfortunate. Opponent plays out a Teferi, bouncing our Delighted Halfling, and then they evoke out a Solitude. They take out our Priest. Instead, we will exile their Solitude and put a counter on our Insect. We top deck another Priest, so we will tick up with our Grist, milling over land. We shall play out our Halfling into yet another Priest, then attack down their Teferi and attack the opponent for 2. And Teferi falls and they take 2. Opponent casts out an up the beanstalk, taking out our Soul Cauldron, so we'll exile their Solitude and put a +1/+1 on our Priest. Then opponent plays out a Steam Vents tap into another free spell, and it kills our Priest and takes down an Insect. All right, another Halfling. Let's tick up with our Grist. Then we will play out our Soul Cauldron into a Bloodghast, exiling Priest, put a counter on our Halfling. Then we will sacrifice 2 creatures and draw a card, making 2 black mana. Ooh, finding a Collected Company. We could really try and find a land here. I'm gonna try it. Let's see. A land would be pretty sweet. Okay, another Soul Cauldron though, and I guess we gotta pass. Opponent shocks in a Hallowed Fountain and then casts a Solitude, drawing a card, and still no land off the top. Fantastic. The Fulminator is good. We will tick up our Grist, milling over a Halfling, play out our Fulminator, sack it, getting rid of their Steam Vents, activate Soul Cauldron, exiling our Fulminator, putting a +1 on our Insects, and now we have a blocker and we can get rid of their land again. An opponent plays out a Teferi, going to bounce our Insects, so we'll get rid of their land. That even denies them a draw, which is nice. And yep, they attack our Grist, and Grist goes down to 4. Not a land. That's fantastic. All right, let's play out our Stitcher Supplier. We tick up, mill over land, play out Halfling, and we shall pass. Opponent casts out another up the beanstalk. Then they play out a Tapperdine Pool, tick up their Teferi, and attack our Grist, so we will go to exile their Fury, put a +1 counter on our Stitcher Supplier, block their Solitude, sack Supplier to kill Breeding Pool, kill 3, and kill the land. Still no land. All right, well, we will go for Grist Ultimate and deal 10 damage to the opponent. And yep, we finally win that game. Let's get on to sideboarding. We're going to take out a Stitcher Supplier, Unearth, and 4 Priest for 2 Haywire Might, 2 Torok, and 2 Force of Vigor. Game number 2, our hand looks quite good. Opponent goes turn 1 Heath, we'll go turn 1 Marsh Flats, Fetch Shock, and play out our Halfling, hoping to go turn 2 Grist. And on our Incept, they cycle Lorn Revealed, picking up a Hallowed Fountain. Opponent plays out a Heath, we top deck a land, we will play that out, and then cast our Grist. Then we shall tick up. Ooh, double activation, let's go. And next turn, we might be able to make a cool play of like double activating 2 different Cauldrons if we mill another Grist, or they kill this one. Opponent shocks in a Hallowed Fountain, and then cast a Leyline Binding, taking out our Grist. Oh, but little do they know that we will play out our Besage, and then cast a Wait, this is legendary. I could have made this uncounterable. Oopsies. That resolves. Let's go. Exile Grist. Counter on Insect. Pick up Insect Grist. Let's go. Then we will cast out an Orcish Bowmasters. Shoot the opponent for 1. Get an Orc army that has a +1 counter on on it, which means that we can tick up our army, and then we will attack in for 3. It plays out a Boseiju. They pass back. Okay, let's start off by ticking up all of our insects. Then we shall play out a Stitcher Supplier. We find a Fulminator Mage. All right, activate Cauldron. Oh, they have an Endurance. That's so rude. Then we shall fetch Shock, pick up or play out our Bloodghast, and this I think is lethal. Maths for blockers, right? They block our Grist Insect and they fall down to 2. And they scoop it up. Let's get on to match number 5. Match number 5, we are on the play, and our hand is a little too weak to keep, so I'm all. And we will keep our 6, putting back a Stitcher Supplier. We'll go turn 1 Blooming Marsh into a Halfling. It plays out a Bauble, looking at our top, and they play out an island into a Preordain. Ooh, we draw another Grist, so we will play one of them out, and then tick up, passing back. Opponent shocks in a Breeding Pool and plays out a sad little Tarmogoyf. Bowmaster's off the top. We will down tick our Grist, sack an insect, kill the goof, play out a Bowmaster's now, shoot the opponent for 1, and attack for another one. Fetch shocks for a Steam Fence, and then they bolt down our Grist, and little do they know, we have another one! So we will play out another Grist, tick up, and then attack in for 2. Cast out a Heat, killing our Grist, into a Tarmogoyf. Land, please. No, but third Grist. I guess that's fine. We will down tick, sacking an insect, and kill their Goyf. And we'll hold back for a turn just in case like a Dash Ragavan happens. Cast out an EI. They exile Polluted Delta, playing it out. Shocking for Steam Vents, killing our third. Please give me the 4th Grist off the top. That would just be beautiful. I hate this game, not fair. We will attack in 2, then play out our Halfling, and pass holding up the Bowmasters. Cast out a Ragavan, and on the end step, we will flash Bowmasters, and they cast a Spell Snare, countering our Bowmasters. Ooh, we top deck another Bowmasters. Well, let's fire that off. We just love 3 of a kinds tonight. Okay, they have a counter for that. I'm gonna swing in with everything here. And they trade Ragavan for our Bowmasters. An opponent does nothing. We have a Coco, and we still have yet to find a land. All right, let's attack in with just the Bowmaster, which meets an Unholy Heat. And we're gonna upkeep this Coco. Yep, upkeep, cast Coco, see if they have a counter. And their last card in hand is a Spell Pierce. All right, please don't draw something. Stitcher Supplier, we will play that out. Attack in for 2. All right, opponent's down to 1. Opponent fires off a Preordain and scoops it up, so let's get on to sideboarding. We're gonna take out a Priest for Fulminator Mage and a Haywire Mite for 4 Endurance and 2 Torox. Game 2, our hand just has 1 land, so we get them all. And yeah, this hand looks way stronger. And we're gonna keep putting back our Endurance. It goes turn 1 Fetch Shock for a DRC. Another Bloodghast for us, so we'll go turn 1 Marsh into a Stitcher Supplier. Milling over nothing of note. Plays out a Bauble, surveilling over a Bauble. And they cast out a Preordain. Then they crack a Bauble, looking at our top, shocking in a Breeding Pool. We find a Priest off the top. We'll play out our Verdant, attacking for 1, and then pass back. Upkeep, we will fetch Shock, and then we'll fire off our Bowmasters, trying to kill their DRC. Yeah, and they do have a Spell Snare, which we thought was the case. Someone plays out a Delta and attacks in for 3. Ooh, we top deck a Grist. We'll attack in for 1, then play out a Priest. And on our incept, they cast a Seek the Beast, exiling 2 lands. I'm gonna cast out an EI, and they exile an Unholy Heat. They fire it off, killing our Priest, then play out a Misty. Wow, and they fetch Shock for that. Casting out a Preordain, we might actually get the bad beats on. And yep, they attack in for 3. Right, Endurance is not bad. We will play out a Bloodghast and attack in for 3. I'm gonna cast out their Questing Druid. They play out an Island and then attack in for 3. On land. My goodness. Do we not ever find lands? Play out a Bloodghast. We will go to combat, attack in with the team, and they cast a Petty Theft on our Bloodghast, and they block our Stitcher Supplier, killing it. And we do mill over another Bloodghast, so if we find a land next turn, I'm pretty certain that we're just winning. I'm gonna cast out an EI, then they play out a Spireblow Canal. They exiled a Tarmogoyf, casting it out. Wow, and they're attacking in with everything. So we will cast out an Endurance, pitching our Grist, and shuffle in their yard, drinking their DRC, and now we need a land off the top, please. Come on, land. Let's go! Cast out our Bloodghast, play out our Takanuma, trigger, get back Bloodghast, and attack in for 6. I would never thought we won this game. Yeah, they have a removal spell, but that's not gonna do it. They would need like something really weird here. Maybe like Force of Despair somehow is in their deck. Yep, and they block 1, and they're gonna take 2, falling down to 0, winning and getting the chest. Let's go. Overall, this deck was super sweet, super fun. Priest of Forgotten God actually was kind of impressive. Not necessarily on the front end, but exiling it with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. I've tried the Fulminator loop before, and I know this is powerful. Obviously, Soul Cauldron plus Grist is ridiculous. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. We're gonna open up this chest, getting absolutely nothing, but I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.